While developing the concept for this symposium, two aspects were important to me. First, I wanted to bring together experts in the field of Caucasiology to discuss and find the answers to the following questions. Should humanities and its subjects be redefined? Are we experiencing a change of paradigm with what we are doing? Is this now the time of reinterpretation of our knowledge and aims, of what we accept and use as resources, of what methods of research should be used, and of how we can meet the challenges of the digital era in both research and education? Are we really experiencing a revolution in science? And lastly, where are we going? The second important factor of this symposium was that we dedicated one day of the symposium to young scientists from both Europe and Georgia. This way they could present their works and research results, and together with the older generation within the framework of the symposium, we discussed what future awaits Caucasiology.
The topic of my presentation was about my favorite work, the creation of calligraphic and paleographic fonts. I find it highly meaningful that I have been able to introduce these fonts to a broad audience, including now the academic community. Receiving their feedback brought me great joy, as it holds significant importance to me. I sincerely hope that they make good use of this resource and find it valuable for the field of digital humanities in some way. Being a lawyer coming from a completely different academic background, I have been to many conferences before, but this is my first time at a scientific symposium of such high international caliber.
Not only focuses on the linguistic dimension.
I'm very thankful that I had the opportunity to present my work today at the symposium. I finished my bachelor's degree and master's degree here in Frankfurt University, so I'm very happy to be back here. I think this is a very important experience for young researchers to be able to present our work on a bigger scale, on an international level, with our colleagues from different research areas. It's a great experience to be able to present what we are working on, but also at the same time very interesting to find out what our colleagues are working on right now. Regarding Caucasiology and the new methods of research, I think it's extremely important for Georgia to integrate itself not only on the political level into Europe, but also on the scientific level, and to show that we also are capable of researching in a modern way, using modern tools, and to generate new findings, new research areas. And I'm very happy that I had the possibility to present new digital methods of proto-linguistical research regarding political language in Georgia.
Such an exchange of research results and experience is very useful for us young scientists. We can say that we have already succeeded in our native space, and opportunities like this give us new and different experiences, different chances, and self-confidence. It is one aspect what we create intellectually and what methods we use, but it is another how you can effectively deliver what you create. It was a very busy program, but I think it was a very important, pleasant, and useful event for me, as well as for all the doctoral students here who haven't had the opportunity to participate in such high-level scientific forums very often yet.
By Professor this year. I think this symposium was very significant for all of us, for all the participants. It is very important for the younger generation to have that kind of meeting with the older senior researchers, and this was the perfect chance for those 2 or 3 generations to come together and to discuss about old methods, about new methods, to help each other, to discuss with each other, and most importantly to research with each other. I learned so much new things, old things. I had the chance to discuss with senior researchers such as Professor Donald Rayfield, to discuss with him what were the best methods for certain researchers, and also to have some students, not only from Germany but from several different countries, to have them discuss with me what kind of new approaches and methods they found and how they can be developed, not only for languages that they are researching on, but also for other languages and other research focuses.
The participation of young researchers gave the symposium a special charm. Because, as you know, the youth brings completely new ideas and its own approaches with them. This is just their century. The 21st century is the century of digital humanities. It is the century of young people who should develop our field, and I am very happy about the success of the PhD students who participated in the symposium, because their presentations led to a very interesting discussion, and it was a very serious test for them to evaluate their ability to present themselves on an international level and to gain valuable experience. I think this experience will stay with them for a long time and help them in their future work.
20 editions of Hungarian proverbs, establishing the...
My speech in particular was received with great interest. As you know, such events and conferences are important in many ways. We have the opportunity to make new contacts, receive advice, recommendations, and feedback in general, which is, of course, an additional motivation and at the same time a responsibility to work our best.
We will share our outlook. Yeah, I think this is a wonderful experience by listening to each other's talks, which were very inspiring today and over the past couple of days. Secretly after the talks or between the talks, because that's where the real interaction happens and where collaborations are made. I've heard a wide variety of talks from Georgian linguistics to mythology to computer science and everything in between. And it's been extremely inspiring.
I presented a segment of my doctoral dissertation topic at the symposium, which I have been investigating using digital methods. I examined the English translations of The Knight and the Panther's Skin with a focus on aphorism analysis. I vividly recall Donald Rayfield's evaluation and his viewpoint on Marjorie Wardrop's translation, along with the opinions of other scholars. Donald Rayfield highlighted key aspects that I should consider when examining not only Marjorie Wardrop's work, but also that of other translators. Once again, I would like to express my gratitude to the organizers of the symposium, as well as all the individuals who contributed. I extend special thanks to Professor Manana Tanashvili for providing us with the chance to represent Georgia on an international stage. This allows us to showcase the potential of cart philology and its needs to a global audience.
A lot of the times it is transliterated using Latin characters. Symposium has meant a lot to me personally, mostly because the connections that I can make with other researchers in particular. And then it's been really nice to be able to talk to researchers who are further ahead in their careers or in a place where they can offer some advice. I've really appreciated getting a lot of really good comments on my presentation, all the questions and the engagement that the other presenters get, because that really gives a lot of opportunity for good discussion. Which we can all benefit from that. And then the special thing about being in person is that, of course, during the breaks and during the lunch, we can all, have side conversations specific to our projects and maybe learn a little bit more about each other, but of course get a lot of good advice that maybe you can't get during a Q&A session. So it's been very invaluable to me, especially as I finish up my PhD study.
I am sincerely thankful to everyone involved in organizing this symposium, particularly Professor Manana Tanashvili, who gave me the opportunity to take part in such an event. The only thing that disappoints me is that I did not have a chance to explore Frankfurt more thoroughly. There are so many interesting places in Frankfurt that I must visit and explore further.
Today we have finished the International Symposium dedicated to issues of digital Caucasiology. We heard very interesting reports during these 5 days, which were presented in several sessions of the symposium. One day was completely dedicated to young scientists, and it was especially important that the young Caucasiologists presented themselves well at the symposium. The reports presented within the framework of the symposium showed us that in Europe today, many scientific and technological groups are working in digital Caucasiology. Our colleagues presented technological resources such as the latest methods of digital research of manuscripts, including programs for automatic reading of manuscripts, software tools for the analysis of Caucasian languages, including Georgian and Abkhazian, were presented, and the development of language technologies was discussed here. We will definitely discuss this further, but I think that now we are dealing with a change in the philosophy of science, a change in paradigms, and we must take that into account in our scientific work in the future.